Welcome to Chemolife. Home Decorating Ideas. Chemolife presents
Landscape Rustic Garden Ideas, Reclaimed Wood Planters, Wildflowers and Vintage Decor. Welcome back to Home Decorating Ideas, your go-to place for inspiring, stylish, and creative design tips for every corner of your home. In today's video, we're taking you on a serene journey through the art of landscape rustic garden design. If you've ever dreamed of turning your outdoor space into a cozy escape filled with reclaimed wood planters, bursts of colorful wildflowers, and charming vintage decor, then you're in for a treat. Rustic garden design celebrates imperfection, texture, and natural beauty, blending raw materials with nostalgic touches that make your garden feel timeless. Whether you're starting fresh or enhancing an existing garden, these ideas will bring warmth, personality, and rural charm right to your backyard. One, country garden landscaping. Transforming your outdoor space into a peaceful retreat begins with the timeless charm of country garden landscaping. This style is all about embracing nature's organic beauty, where neatly trimmed hedges give way to wildflower borders, and meandering paths invite you to explore. Use a mix of native plants, climbing vines, and classic materials like wood and stone to create that cozy, informal look. Country gardens celebrate variety and imperfection, often featuring a rustic mix of vegetables, herbs, and florals. With careful layering and a mix of textures, your garden will feel like a natural extension of the countryside itself. Two, rustic backyard ideas. Rustic backyard ideas bring comfort, warmth, and vintage appeal into your outdoor space. Think old-world charm with a casual layout, wooden benches, reclaimed materials, and organic textures set the tone. Add depth with a small fire pit surrounded by weathered seating or tuck away a hammock between trees. Rustic doesn't mean messy, it's intentional in its mix of the worn and the wild. You can also repurpose farm tools or barrels as planters to highlight a rustic aesthetic. The goal is to create a backyard retreat that feels both grounded and nostalgic, perfect for slow afternoons and garden gatherings. 3. Natural stone garden path. One of the best ways to enhance a rustic garden is by laying a natural stone garden path. These stone walkways add structure while keeping a rugged, organic look that blends beautifully with flowers and greenery. Choose stones with irregular shapes and earthy tones to give the path a handcrafted feel. Interplanting low-growing herbs like thyme between the stones adds fragrance and softness. Whether leading to a pergola or winding through garden beds, a natural stone path invites exploration and complements the countryside vibe. It's a practical feature that becomes a charming design element in your rustic landscape. 4. Wooden garden features. Wooden garden features are key in creating a rustic and welcoming outdoor space. From trellises and pergolas to fences and arches, wood adds warmth, texture, and a natural connection to the landscape. Let untreated wood weather over time for an authentic, aged look, or use salvaged timber for added character. Incorporate handcrafted wooden benches or build a birdhouse to add whimsical charm. These features not only enhance the garden's structure but also offer focal points that blend seamlessly into your rustic theme. Wooden accents anchor your space with a handcrafted touch that's both practical and visually appealing. Five. Reclaimed wood planters. Reclaimed wood planters are a cornerstone of rustic garden design. Not only are they environmentally friendly, but they also bring texture and history into your outdoor space. Use old crates, pallets, or barnwood to craft containers of varying sizes. Their weathered patina complements greenery beautifully, especially herbs, flowering annuals, and succulents. Group planters together for visual interest, or line them along garden paths or porches. These planters add rustic charm to patios and are easy DIY weekend projects. Best of all, each one tells a story and gives your garden a sense of authenticity and timeless character. Six. Vintage garden decor. Add nostalgic charm to your garden with vintage garden decor. From repurposed watering cans and weathered lanterns to enamel basins used as planters, vintage accents bring soul and character to outdoor spaces. Scour flea markets or antique stores for unique pieces that can serve as both decor and functional garden tools. An old iron gate, a chipped ceramic jug, or even a rusty wheelbarrow filled with flowers can all add personality. These decorative elements connect your space to the past, creating a garden that feels lovingly curated, with details that invite stories and a sense of time-honored beauty. Seven. Cottage garden design. Cottage garden design is a romantic, free-flowing style that perfectly complements rustic landscapes. It features a lush mix of perennials, herbs, and flowering shrubs, all arranged in a seemingly carefree yet intentional way. Use winding paths, picket fences, and climbing roses to define spaces while keeping the overall feel informal. Plant flowers like foxgloves, delphiniums, lavender, and daisies for vibrant color and texture. Add seating nooks surrounded by blooms, and tuck in vintage containers for extra charm. A cottage garden celebrates abundance, seasonal change, and natural beauty, creating a whimsical atmosphere full of fragrance and life. 8. Rustic outdoor seating. Create a cozy gathering space with rustic outdoor seating that invites relaxation and conversation. Opt for materials like aged wood, wrought iron, or wicker, and look for pieces that show character, not polish. A wooden bench beneath a tree, mismatched chairs around a vintage table, or a swing made from reclaimed beams adds functionality with flair. Throw in some linen or canvas cushions in neutral tones to soften the look. Rustic seating doesn't need to be fancy, it just needs to feel warm and welcoming, encouraging guests to sit, sip lemonade, and take in the peaceful garden views. Nine. Wildflower garden layout. A wildflower garden layout brings life, color, and pollinators to your landscape while enhancing the rustic atmosphere. Plan your layout with clusters of native wildflowers that bloom at different times, creating waves of seasonal color. Let flowers spill over paths and soften garden edges to mimic nature's informal beauty. Add grasses and herbs for texture and scent. This type of garden is perfect for those who love a carefree, untamed look, and it's low maintenance too. A wildflower garden doesn't just look beautiful, it supports biodiversity and helps create an eco-friendly oasis full of movement and magic. Gravel garden pathways. Gravel garden pathways are a classic feature in rustic landscapes, offering both function and texture. They guide movement through your garden while creating charming contrast with plants and hardscaping. Choose natural colored gravel for a soft, earthy tone and edge your paths with logs, bricks, or reclaimed wood for added definition. As gravel crunches underfoot, it evokes a relaxed countryside feel. These paths are budget-friendly, easy to install, and require minimal maintenance. Whether winding through flower beds or leading to a cozy seating area, gravel paths bring structure and rustic charm to any backyard or country-style garden. Farmhouse-style garden. A farmhouse-style garden combines functionality and beauty, bringing a nostalgic, lived-in charm to your outdoor space. Picture vegetable beds bordered by reclaimed wood, chickens pecking nearby, and herb planters tucked beneath a vintage watering can. This style embraces the connection between home and land, often mixing flowers, edibles, and decorative features in a harmonious layout. Include elements like galvanized tubs, climbing beans on trellises, and sunflowers for a touch of countryside brightness. A farmhouse garden isn't about perfection, it's about cultivating warmth, productivity, and a deep-rooted appreciation for nature and tradition in a delightfully rustic setting. Rustic Pergola Ideas. A rustic pergola can transform your garden into a cozy retreat, especially when crafted from rough-hewn wood or salvaged timber. Whether it's freestanding or attached to your home, a pergola offers structure, shade, and a sense of romance. Drape climbing vines like wisteria or honeysuckle across the beams for a lush, cottage-inspired canopy. Add string lights, hanging lanterns, or vintage baskets with cascading flowers to complete the look. Rustic pergola ideas are all about texture and simplicity, natural finishes, weathered materials, and open-air beauty. It's the perfect space for outdoor dining, reading, or simply enjoying a sunset. DIY Garden Trellis. Creating a DIY garden trellis adds vertical interest and rustic charm to your garden while supporting climbing plants like peas, beans, or flowering vines. Use reclaimed wood, branches, or even old ladders to build trellises that are as decorative as they are functional. A handmade trellis can be a focal point in flower beds or vegetable patches, bringing height and dimension. Whether leaning against a fence or freestanding among wildflowers, these structures tie into a rustic theme beautifully. Best of all, DIY trellises are budget-friendly and customizable, allowing you to craft a truly unique piece with character and purpose. Weathered garden furniture. Weathered garden furniture gives your outdoor space an instantly aged and relaxed look. Pieces made from distressed wood or wrought iron feel like they've been part of the garden for generations. Embrace natural aging or apply a paint wash to new furniture for a time-worn effect. Whether it's a creaky bench, a chipped bistro table, or mismatched chairs gathered around a rustic table, these furnishings enhance the lived-in charm of a rustic garden. Surround your seating with plants and vintage decor for a layered, welcoming vibe that invites guests to linger and enjoy the sights, scents, and sounds of your garden. Old-fashioned garden charm. Bring back the magic of yesteryear with old-fashioned garden charm. This style celebrates heritage with elements like iron gates, picket fences, heirloom flowers, and meandering paths. Add touches like lace-trimmed curtains in a garden shed, hand-painted signs, or hanging bird cages repurposed as planters. The beauty of old-fashioned charm lies in its details, faded colors, floral patterns, and vintage accessories nestled among blooms. It's a celebration of a slower, more thoughtful lifestyle, where every garden moment feels meaningful. Combine these nostalgic elements with wild plants and handmade accents to evoke the timeless essence of a bygone era. 16. Rustic fencing ideas. Rustic fencing can do more than define boundaries, it can enhance the character of your garden. Use rough wood, split rails, woven branches, or even vintage metal to build fences that blend into the natural landscape. Let climbing roses or morning glories drape across the posts to soften the look. You can mix materials for added interest, stone bases with wooden tops or recycled doors as gate panels. Rustic fencing ideas are all about texture, authenticity, and harmony with the surrounding greenery. These fences protect your plants while also creating charming enclosures that echo a peaceful rural lifestyle. (17) Garden with antique touches. A garden with antique touches tells a story through every weathered item and faded finish. Incorporate old wheelbarrows, enamel jugs, hand tools, and rusted iron sculptures into your garden beds or walkways. Let ivy or moss grow around them naturally. These vintage pieces add personality and create visual interest, especially when paired with wildflowers and heirloom plants. Antique touches can also include architectural salvage like window frames or corbels, used as garden art. This style is about layering history into your landscape, transforming it into a unique space where the past and present bloom side by side. (18) Rural garden inspiration. Draw from the open countryside with rural garden inspiration that captures the spirit of farm life and nature's abundance. Use native plants, simple materials, and wide-open layouts that invite fresh air and sunshine. Plant lavender along pathways, grow herbs in terracotta pots, and use wheelbarrows as movable beds. Rural gardens are practical and poetic, combining beauty with function. Include chicken coops, compost bins, or rain barrels to make the garden sustainable. This approach honors traditional ways of living while creating a peaceful haven where you can reconnect with nature, whether you're in the country or the city. (19) Barn-style garden shed. A barn-style garden shed adds structure, charm, and functionality to your rustic garden. With its pitched roof, sliding doors, and red or weatherwood siding, this shed can become the heart of your backyard. Use it for tools, potting, or even as a cozy retreat with vintage decor and rustic lighting. Plant wildflowers around the base, hang old tools on the exterior, or decorate with an antique sign for added character. A barn-style shed blends utility and aesthetics, offering a nostalgic touch that feels both timeless and practical, a true anchor in your rustic garden landscape. Log border garden edging. Log border garden edging is a simple yet effective way to give your beds a rustic finish. Use small logs, cut uniformly or irregularly, to line paths, flower beds, or vegetable plots. This natural edging keeps soil contained and adds a tactile, woodsy element to your garden. Arrange them vertically like a mini fence or horizontally for a laid-back look. Over time, the logs weather beautifully, complementing plants and other wooden features. This approach adds definition while maintaining a handcrafted, natural feel. Log edging is perfect for rustic landscapes that embrace imperfection and sustainability in every detail. Thanks for joining us today on Home Decorating Ideas. We hope these rustic landscape garden ideas sparked your creativity and inspired you to bring a little countryside magic into your own outdoor space. Remember, whether it's a handmade planter from reclaimed wood, a gravel path lined with wildflowers, or antique decor tucked among the greenery, every element tells a story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more beautiful decorating tips and inspiration. Share your favorite rustic garden feature in the comments below, and until next time, keep creating a home and garden that reflects your personal style and soul.